The national champion is clad in big orange.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. That's the ball game. The national champion is clad in big orange.
At Summit and Destiny have met 7 times before. Tonight is number 8.
Tennessee Volunteers have wrapped up an SEC outright regular season title. Connect with
the SEC runs through Rocky Top. Tennessee wins the SEC regular season crown for the 2nd consecutive season.
the 1-0. Indiana, right center field. Rock's on the move. Rock get there. Tennessee walks it off. It's a mismatch. Deep three. Come on now. And don't connect. Probably trying this time. Indeed. But new hand jam. Down the middle. Got it. Supplies. High it again. And he's going to take it. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Hey, how much fun is this?
Man, Rocky Top. This is college football at its absolute best.
It's college athletics at its absolute best. Welcome into another episode. It is Tuesday night. We're a little past 8 p.m. Eastern here, but I'm your boy Skylar. We're going to be talking a lot about sports, college basketball. We got ladies, men's. We got some football to talk about. Kind of some news I'm really excited to talk about. But Michael, my co-host, man, how are we doing on this fine Tuesday night?
Man, we're doing great. It is a little bit warmer.
A little bit.
I don't know about in your area, but down here, this rain that we've gotten today has really started to melt the remaining snow and ice that we had for the last 2 weeks. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it at this point. But no, we're doing great. We get to come back here. We get to talk some ball, man. Family's doing great. How about you, man?
Man, about the same, man. I'm just really looking forward to talking some ball. We got 3 big segments to talk about, but before I let you give us the rundown, I'm going to let the folks know who our presenting sponsor is, and that is Chris Smith Insurance. You know, as a homeowner, Chris Smith was once let down by an insurance company, so he started his own agency, where instead of feeling like a big company is fighting against you, you know that your agent is fighting for you. All insurance is not equal. Trust the Chris Smith Insurance today. Give them a call at 865-272-3387. Again, they're right here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and Chris is not just going to find you the best rate. A lot of insurance agents can kind of do that, can kind of shop for the best rate, but what he's going to do is make sure you're probably covered too. Just in case that accident happens, which believe me, in the last week and a half with all these freezing temperatures, we've seen plenty of them. The last thing you want to do is worry about if you're going to be properly covered or if you're going to have to come out of pocket on any of those expenses to get your home back healthy. So, and that goes for auto as well. It's just in my line of work, we see a lot more auto claim or home claims. So, Chris, we appreciate your continued support of the Vol Fanatics Show. So, Michael, give us the rundown, man. What are we talking about tonight?
Yeah, tonight's rundown, we're going to start off talking about Tennessee men's basketball on a little bit of a heater right now.
Hey.
3 straight wins, all in SEC play.
2 on the road.
Yeah, 2 of them on the road. They are playing right now as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about last week's games, a big win on the road against Georgia, and then a big win at home against Auburn on Saturday. And as this game gets closer to the end, we'll probably do like we did a few weeks ago with Texas A&M, give a little play-by-play of the end of the game, as it's a tight game right now. Tennessee leads 39-35 with 15 minutes left to go in the ball game. So we'll probably do that towards the end. Big shot by Nate Ament, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But segment 2, we're going to talk about the Lady Vols. Have they taken a step back over the last 2 games? So we're going to talk a little bit about them, give our thoughts on them, and we're going to finish off tonight looking back at Auburn, Florida, and Kentucky. Their seasons, how we predicted them, and how the seasons actually ended up as far as the results go. We'll also give when the orange and white game is going to be, as that was announced today. And we'll spend a couple of minutes talking about softball at the very end. I know I'm kind of springing this one on you, Skylar, but they actually start tomorrow.
Yes.
So just for a couple of minutes there at the end, we'll talk a little bit about softball. But let's get right into this loaded show that we have tonight. But before we do that, I'll give you our segment 1 sponsor, which is Optimal Asbestos Services. Optimal Asbestos Services offers detailed asbestos inspections and air quality assessments. Whether you're looking to secure your home or workplace, you can trust Optimal Asbestos Services to deliver thorough and reliable solutions. Contact Jeff Moll at 865-223-3297 for your consultation today, or go on the web at optimalasbestosservices.com. So Tennessee, Georgia is where we'll start as Rhonda is joining in. Guys are playing now. Last time I thought you gave us some luck. So, hey, hopefully that tracks tonight too. Hopefully that definitely tracks tonight. But Tennessee and Georgia last Wednesday night, a game that was delayed by one night because of all the snow and ice. Skylar, Tennessee gets an 86-85 win on the road. What are your thoughts on this game?
My thoughts on the game, at the time was a little frustrating. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think that game should have went into overtime the way it did, but a gritty win to say the least. Anytime you can get a win on the road, Georgia's not a bad team. They're 16-6. They are 4-5 in the conference, but still, that is a tough team to beat, and they did that on the road. Kind of showed me something that, if we really question the team's fight, they kind of help at least alleviate some of that thought for me. Like I said, it was frustrating just the fact that I felt like we were the better team the whole game, and I just hated that we kind of let Georgia hang around. But we still pulled out the win, and if you're in the betting world, I really feel bad for you. That's a really bad beat. But overall, what a big overtime win, which I felt like this team kind of needed one of those extended periods, right? I don't know. It's like the first one I remember seeing this year. I think they went into overtime maybe one other time, but I know for a fact that's probably
the other time we were actually on the air live broadcasting.
Is that what it was?
The Texas A&M game that went to double overtime.
That's right. So. I remember that now. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just a big win, and maybe I overlooked Georgia a little bit, but they're a good team.
Yeah. So the way I look at it is you're never gonna complain about a win. You can nitpick some things. And especially a win on the road in SEC play, which is huge. Because, we talked about it last week, I believe it was, where you play 18 conference games on the men's side, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So half of those 18 are on the road. You've lost one already at home, which is to Kentucky. Your goal is to win all of your home games. So there's 9 wins right there. And then win half of your road games. So let's just say 4, because it's going to be tough to win on the road. So you're 4-5 on the road. Ideally, you're 9-0. That puts you at 13-5 in the conference. Well, there's 2 road wins that you have already this season in Georgia and in Alabama. You've got 2 road losses in Florida and Arkansas. So you're 2-2 on the road right now. And you've still got 6 big road games.
Got one coming up real quick.
5 big road games left to go as you got
a revenge game coming up. Yep.
Yeah. Kentucky coming up on Saturday, Mississippi State next week. So you've got a chance to win games 3 and 4 on the road, and then you just got to keep winning at home, man. But big win for Tennessee, a game that I agree with you. I don't think it should have came down the way that it did. I feel like Tennessee should have won it in regulation, put it away. But what a gift that Tennessee was given at the end of overtime.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, what a coaching job by Rick Barnes at the end of that overtime period, because you're up by 3, 86-83. I believe it was somewhere around 25 seconds left to go, was it not?
Yeah, they had a full possession. There was no, catch the ball in with only 3 seconds left to go and try to get a shot up. No, they had time. I'm pretty sure they even called timeout or something happened to allow them to draw up a play. And
let's see,
we were able to defend it.
Yeah, so 15 seconds left in the ball game whenever when Tennessee called a timeout after a made free throw by Felix Okpara. So 15 seconds that Georgia had, and Georgia had plenty of time to set up a play. Obviously, you've got to either make a 2 and get fouled, or make a 3 to extend the game at this point.
Well, I mean, and you can make a 2, but like immediately go for the 2. Like there is no waiting around. Like you get to the, I mean, with 10 seconds left, get in the paint, try to get that 2 and 1.
Yes, but fantastic coaching job and fantastic court awareness by Bishop Boswell in particular. When he saw Marcus Millender
try to drive into the paint.
Try to drive in as soon as he got inside the 3-point line, like Skylar's doing, just hands up, let him go by, easy layup. All Tennessee's got to do at that point with 0.3 seconds left on the clock is just inbound and have somebody touch it.
Yeah.
And that's ball game.
Very much reminded me of like when the defense of football and they're almost like letting the offense score so that they can get the ball back and try to not allow the other team to just run the clock out. Very much reminiscent of what our defense did when he drove past the 3-point line. I mean, it was almost like our team was just like, well, all right, cool, awesome, like have it, here, sure. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a boneheaded mistake by the Georgia player. I think he even knew it. I mean, he made the bucket and immediately looks up the clock and puts his hands on his head and was like, what did I just do? And everybody watching was also kind of like, what did you just do? Yeah, it was a gift. But Tennessee put themselves in that position to make that happen. So I am a believer that you kind of make your own luck. And you force pressure onto Georgia in their own court and allow them to kind of make that boo-boo. And so I tip my cap to Tennessee, the players, man. What a night. I mean, you caught Georgia on a kind of a hot shooting night too. They shot 51% from the field, but I tell you, and I was kind of chuckling earlier, holy rebounds. I mean, you out-rebounded this team 52-27. That won the game.
26-7 on the offensive glass. 24 second chance points compared to 4 for Georgia.
You went a perfect 26 and 26 offensive and defensive rebounds.
Yeah.
I mean, right there, just to put in that perspective, Georgia only had 7 offensive rebounds, and they had 20 defensive rebounds. Just all around, what a night. Did kind of get in foul trouble, but that's what you kind of expect in an overtime game. I mean, you had 3 people with 4 fouls, but overall, man, rebounding is what helped you win this game and is what's putting you in position in other games to get the win.
Yeah, and what do I keep saying every single night? HYFT.
Still not really doing that, but we're getting better.
Well, in this game, you didn't. Is you went 15-25 from the line. If you knock down 5 more free throws,
Gillespie,
this game
go 2 for 2 at the line.
Regulation.
If Gillespie goes 2 of 2 at the line, I hate to single out one person, but that's your best shooter on the team. Objectively, I guess. I mean, you can kind of argue Immense kind of come around, and I'm proud of that. But Gillespie, you go 2 of 2 at the line, and then this game doesn't even go into overtime, and that's what's so frustrating. You got to be. It's not even like a clutch thing, man. Just make your free throws. Like it's not. I say it's not that hard. I'd probably go 1 of 10 at the free throw line. So I mean, I understand there's a lot of pressure behind it, but at the end of the day, that is the one guaranteed shot. That is the exact same distance. There's absolutely no hands in your face. Like you should. No reason you shouldn't be 80% from the free throw line as a team every game.
That's why they call it a free throw. You know, you gotta make the free ones. But you got some big gains from several different people in this contest. Is Jacoby Gillespie led Tennessee with 21 points.
That is not the name that I thought you were going to start with.
Well, 7 of 19 shooting. I mean, he had a good night, but Bishop Boswell.
That was also not the name that I thought you were going to mention in this game.
Well, that's the guy that went. He had 13 points and 10 rebounds. Just all around gadget guy.
Yeah,
I've got a feeling that you're thinking I'm going with JP Estrella. Is that right?
Dude, what a game! I mean, how do you not? How do you not, dude? That's the best game I've seen him play in a while. I mean, he went 8 of 12 and got 17 points on 31 minutes. His one miss was a 3-point shot. He did go 1 of 3 from the free throw line. That kind of bothers me, but he almost had 10 rebounds. He had 9 rebounds, and 7 of those were offensively. I mean, come on. Just what a game all around. And when you got it inside the paint, now obviously he had a big size advantage, but that's the type of big that we're needing to see out of him and Brown. And Jalen Carey honestly did not have a presence in this game.
He was also, I couldn't find out later, was injured.
He was.
I believe it was his right knee that he had hyperextended against Alabama, if I'm not mistaken. So he was still dealing with an injury in that one.
Right.
Only played 11 minutes in the contest, but
Kind of
Felix
surprised he
Okpara,
played. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. But Felix Okpara, 6 points and 11 rebounds. So like to see a couple more baskets from Okpara, but still
Don't you feel like Okpara
rebounds.
is such a alley-oop or nothing kind of guy?
A lot of the time. I do think he's gotten a little bit better touch around the basket this season. But you still like to see a little bit more.
I do feel like our bigs need stronger hands. I feel like when we get the pass inside,
100%.
they don't go up strong enough. They lose the ball, it goes out of bounds or something like that. Like I do feel like our bigs need to be a little bit stronger there. But overall, man, it's hard to complain about what I've seen from those guys in this game.
Just a great all-around effort from Tennessee in this one. You got behind at halftime and just never gave up, came back out. Back and forth the entire game as Georgia led for 21 and a half minutes in the contest. Tennessee led for right at 19 minutes, and there was a total of 4 minutes in the contest that the game was tied. 8 times they tied in the game, 10 different lead changes, just back and forth affair that, you pulled out a gritty one on the road, and that's what you got to do in the SEC, man.
No, absolutely. Rhonda, we feel you. These games are close. Almost every single one of them. And that's what we kind of mentioned. The SEC's down this year, but is the SEC down this year, or is just everybody kind of like level playing field? You're not seeing that one team that's just dominant over the other. You're seeing all these teams beat each other.
The Big 12 looks like the SEC did last year.
Yeah. Where you had your 3 or 4 teams that are just clearly better and above, right? Last year was kind of like Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, and Auburn. Yeah. I can agree with that. Tennessee, man, they're not in a bad spot. Especially with how the SEC slate started, and you've had like a losing record to start the season in the SEC play. I think you started out 1-2, and wasn't looking too hot. But man, Tennessee's kind of put themselves in a position now, winning these games on the road. As we're going to talk about one here in a second. I don't know. Do you have any more takeaways from this Georgia game on the road? This is like right in the middle of where he's really made a turnaround. He's playing 38 minutes now. He was on the floor just about as long as anybody. Bishop Boswell, 42 minutes. You're not going to beat that. But I don't know. Like, what do you think? Arizona is something else. Yeah, Arizona, I hate to kind of give them credit because I don't know the competition they're playing, but Miami of Ohio right now is still undefeated in basketball. And just to say that's kind of insane when you've played 20 games or so by now. And to be undefeated this far in the season is pretty wild. I don't care who you're playing.
Arizona's played some pretty tough competition. They gotten some big-time wins.
Yeah,
got some big-time wins this year. And you want to talk about a former Vol player, Tobe Awaka, who is going out there, coming off the bench and nearly averaging a double-double. That's the kind of depth that Arizona has. Oh, yeah. That's one guy that I wish that we could add to this team.
I felt like he got done dirty by the other big. I can't remember his name, but
Jonas Adu. I
felt like Awaka made his move based on what Adu was saying, and then Adu changed his mind, and then I felt like that's how it happened. Now, that may not have been how it happened, but either way,
you really had to open this wound because I can tell you exactly what happened. Jonas Adu, they had the conversation with him.
Yeah.
Everything was good.
I remember this.
Yeah. Tobe Awaka, based on that, he decided he was going to transfer, and then out of the blue, Jonas Adu enters the portal.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm assuming and saying that I'm not sure is for certain is I'm assuming that Awaka made the decision based off of Adu.
Oh,
and
100%.
If I'm him, I'm probably doing the same because if I'm not the number one guy, then I don't, I'm trying to get paid, and I get that. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. But yes, he's balling out there in Arizona. And it's funny because he's not the number one guy, but he's playing himself into being one. But no, it was a good game for Tennessee. Big time game on the road and to help build some momentum into SEC play.
Yeah, and then you move over to Saturday and you get to the big game that a lot of Tennessee fans had circled for numerous reasons against Auburn. Stephen Pearl coming back into town, his first time coming to Knoxville as Auburn's head coach. And Tennessee took care of business. They led wire to wire, never gave up the lead. and ended up beating Auburn 77-69 on Saturday. I mean, just from the get-go, Tennessee looked like the dominant team. They went up 5-0 in the first minute and 50 seconds. Forced Stephen Pearl to call a timeout to chew his team out because Tennessee has scored 5 points and gotten all 4 of the rebounds, 2 of those being on the offensive glass to start the game. And just what a way for Tennessee to start. And then they never let up. At one point in the second half, Auburn did cut it down to 3 points, but then immediately Tennessee jumped back out to like a 9-point lead and ended up hitting their free throws down the stretch. As this was the one game this year that Tennessee has really hit their free throws. 25 of 31 from the line. That's good for 81%. I'll take that all day long. And that was a big key in Tennessee getting the victory here.
No, that was the key. I mean, you had Nate Ament literally get to the stripe, man. I mean, one of the most physical games I've ever seen him play, just trying to get to the rim, force some contact, get to the stripe. Because, I mean, honestly, shooting-wise, he went 4 of 16, but that's because 8 of those shots were at the rim getting, blocked or hit at the same time, whatever. So, what a game by him. I mean, he had 22 points. Again, 12 of those came at the stripe as he went 12 of 15, but also getting 8 rebounds. That's huge. Just love to see it. Really starting to see him play into his role. It's kind of crazy to see Jacoby Gillespie only have 11 points in this game, and you still get the win and kind of get the win. I'm not going to say comfortably, but, this was, relatively speaking, one of your bigger wins in the SEC play that you've gotten. So, it just goes to show that I love seeing this because when it comes time to March play, you can't rely on one guy, right? Can't rely on Jacoby Gillespie to be hot for 5-6 games in a row when you're trying to make a run in March. So to see Nate Ament step up, to see Jalen Carey step up, go 5 of 9 for 13 points, get 8 rebounds himself. I mean, this was huge. And this is the game I think you're alluding to. 4 guys on the team with 8 rebounds. And then you had Dwayne Brown add in 7 rebounds himself. I mean, that's exactly what you got to see. And again, rebounds. Huge key in this game is you out rebounded 46-30 against Auburn. Just bigger, right? Just bigger.
100%.
And that's what excited me about this season. Rick Barnes' group. I knew offensively it's going to be hard to have bad nights when you're so big. And Rick Barnes made a point to go play. Obviously, you're getting JP Estrella back from injury. You went and got Jalen Carey, and then Dwayne Brown's kind of been a surprise for me. And then you had Felix Akpara stick around, which I thought was huge. I mean, there was no way you didn't play big in this game. Nate Ament, I mean, he's finally coming around, but I didn't realize that dude's like the tallest guy on the team. So, I mean, you're just playing so big, and it's showing itself. And I think that's literally what is carrying us in these games is to just out-rebound, give our offense more chances, more opportunities, and we're cashing in on it.
Yeah, 100%. And, to your point there of playing big and playing physical, I actually didn't realize this to the beginning of the broadcast of this Ole Miss game, but Tennessee was 4 of 13 from the 3-point line in the game against Auburn. All 4 of those threes came in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yes.
They did not have another 3-pointer the rest of the 35 minutes that they played. It was just either free throws or shots in close. So, I mean, just a physical presence. Yeah, big time 3-pointer there by Nate Ament.
A little step back from Nate Ament. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry. We're so sidetracked. Bad for radio, but we are definitely watching the game right now. I hope you are too, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
but, just a big time win for Tennessee. As I mentioned, a wire-to-wire win. And credit to Auburn for not going away whenever Tennessee really had the game in hand. I mean, see, the biggest lead for Tennessee, they led 37-21 in the first half, another 16-point lead that Auburn came back, kind of cut it down. They just kept chipping away, and a little bit of help from the referees in the second half too, as that was a very, very foul-heavy second half. But it kind of flopped. Towards the beginning. Did
Gillespie foul out in this game?
No, but he had 4.
He basically fouled out. I remember him having to sit like most of the second half.
Yeah, he did. Estrella was in foul trouble. Gillespie was in foul trouble. You had 3 others with 3 fouls. Yep. But it was multiple Tennessee players getting fouls early on in the half. Then towards the end of the half, it seemed like it flopped, and it was fouls being called on Auburn. But I want to go back to something else that you said, that, Tennessee's got to learn to play without Gillespie. And I want to give another big credit to Rick Barnes and his coaching. This is something that went unnoticed by many people, including myself, until yesterday. But those that listen to the Eric Ainge Show on 99.1 A Sports Animal, Rick Barnes, after that Georgia game, he realized that they were going to have to do something to make the team not rely so heavily on Jacoby Gillespie, not just for scoring, but just for getting the ball down the court. It seemed like every time there's a defensive rebound, all right, where's Jacoby? Where's Jacoby? Got to get it to him to get it up the court. So what Rick Barnes did at practice one day last week before the Auburn game, he told Gillespie, said, "You're not practicing today." And it wasn't disciplinary things. It had nothing to do with discipline, anything like that. It was strictly, I need the guys to show that they can play without you, that they can get the ball up the court without you. I need to have these guys step up and be able to do things without you, because we know what they can do with you. But what are we going to do if it comes down to a point where we got to play without you? And just a big credit to Rick Barnes for that, to the team for showing, because there was multiple times in the second half that they had to play without Gillespie because of the foul trouble, and they played through it. So just a big time
I'll say
of that practice day.
Like Gillespie, as much as you need to play without him, he is that he is that important. But like Gillespie himself is not perfect. I mean, he's kind of turnover prone, has been, especially late in the games. So he's got to clean that up himself. But I think you've seen like Bishop Boswell, Native Mint. You've kind of seen them take a little bit more of initiative of, like you said, taking it up the court. Amari Evans is doing a little bit better of a job. Man, Amari Evans is so quick. I love how fast he is on the court. I just wish he kind of like, I think maybe sometimes he's out of not like the women's basketball team out of control, but I do feel like sometimes he's kind of ahead of the ball sometimes. And
he plays with such a fire that, you can't coach, and you love it when it's on the court, but he needs to play under control. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, you're supposed to play fast, but play under control. Sometimes he gets out of control, but he's also a true freshman that he's going to learn the more that he plays in college ball. But you're right. Watch out for Amari Evans over the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's going to be a guy similar to Jemai Mashack that, he's going to give you everything he's got on defense. What he gives you on offense is going to be a bonus, but I feel like he's going to be a guy that sticks around for 4 years in a Tennessee uniform.
And I think he has the higher upside of being a great offensive player too. Like I think as well as he is, as good as he is on defense, I think this guy is a great shooter, and he gets to the rim so much more aggressive than I think some of the other players that played under Barnes.
So, I made the comparison there of Mashack. He's got all of what Mashack has. Mashack was obviously a better defender, but he's definitely more aggressive when it comes to the scoring side of things. He looks to score a little bit more than Mashack used to.
I would say he's a little bit more aggressive, maybe. I don't know. Mashack wasn't that bad. I just feel like Amari Evans really attacks the basket. He will really take the contact to it, which as a freshman is very surprising to me. So yeah, man. Overall though, 77-69 over Stephen Pearl. Auburn once again loses to Bruce's and Stephen's favorite basketball team. It's a beautiful sight to see, and go Big Orange, and what a crowd, what a turnout, what an environment it was for the SEC on full display on ESPN on Saturday as we checkered Neyland for this game, and what a game. It was awesome. In the snow, all the hype around that too, like that was awesome, man. What a scene it was in Knoxville.
Yeah, and it was funny. So I actually didn't get to watch the majority of this game, but I listened to the broadcast with Mike Keith and Chris Lofton, and it was funny.
Oh, yeah.
They were talking about the crowd at one point, and Mike Keith was like, what else do these students have going on tonight? And we all know that they're just going to go straight back to their dorms after the game's over with. I mean, they're not going to go party or anything. And Chris Lofton was just like, "You sure about that?" I guarantee you go down the strip after the game, and the majority of these students are going to be there.
Sure about that? Yeah, man, absolutely. But no, what a big game. Now again, the Vols are playing right now as we speak. currently leading Ole Miss Rebels, I believe, by 10 points. I don't know what the actual – I think it was 56-46 last time I seen. And we will talk about that game probably coming up here in a little bit. So,
yeah, 58-48.
Okay,
It's
so it's still a
7:50
10-point
left to go, and they're in the media timeout right now. But yeah, I mean, you want to talk about yet another game where Tennessee is just dominating the boards, 33-19 right now on the offense or on the glass.
Yep,
15-7 on the offensive glass. So
what are we moving on to? Lady Vols?
yeah, let's go ahead to the Lady Vols, talk a little bit about them. But before we do that, Skylar, will you give our segment 2 sponsor?
You got it. It's P&L Business Services. We know firsthand that getting your monthly reporting, invoicing, bill pay, taxes, and other essential business services right is critical. That's why at P&L Business Services, we go beyond bookkeeping by providing you with everything you need in your back office so you can have your time back and the peace of mind to do what you love most, which is building your business. Behind every successful business is a great bookkeeper. Guys, I kind of emphasize taxes because that's exactly what season we're in. And if you're feeling like you're drowning in bank recs and receipts and payroll and all that, trying to get it all ironed out, I would probably advise you to go ahead and file for a tax extension and then call P&L Business Services to help you get on track. They are the real deal. They are, again, based in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. And why use them? Well, they support us, and for that we support them, and they've been here pretty much since day one. I know the folks out there. It's a mother and son that kind of run the office. It's awesome, and they're growing like a freaking weed. I tell you what, I think they got an office of now 8 to 9 people, and they're out here helping the community and helping our businesses stay in business, which is why we appreciate them. So again, guys, if you started your own business but really struggling in the paperwork side of things, just go online to pnlbusinessservices.com. Rhonda in the chat says, the Lady Vols have me baffled. Just don't know which team's going to be out there playing. Now here, I've actually got something for that because I know Michael's already kind of pitched it up like, hey, are they falling behind? Like, are they? No, this is honestly exactly how I expected this last week to go. Now, I hate that they looked ahead as hard as they did to UConn, but you had to kind of see it coming. I mean, they play Mississippi State. And now Mississippi State's a solid team, but that was definitely I wasn't even a good effort. I hate to say. I mean, Kim Caldwell kind of bashed her own team, and it was a terrible effort. They weren't in the game. I think they went in there thinking they were going to win because they wanted to face UConn, and then against UConn. Now we'll talk one game at a time, but then against UConn, you kind of got exactly what I thought you were going to get, and that's a hard fought game. I just hate that it was only for one half, and really it was only for like 17 minutes because a part of that first half was very disheartening as well. But, man, you got to credit them coming back. And then UConn does what UConn does. And that's unfortunate, but I think it's a great learning point for these ladies. But I guess the one thing I'll pivot back to is, Michael, as much as we were excited about Kim Caldwell's year 2, I don't think even myself, I don't even think Kim Caldwell expected to have to play so young this year, right?
I would say that she probably expected some of it, but I would say that there's a lot of it that she probably didn't expect to play as young as she did. Like, I felt like people like...
Obviously, Ruby Whitehorn, this stuff in the offseason, that happened the way it happened.
Yeah, that's definitely a piece that you were, banking on being in there night in and night out, that gave you a little bit more experience. So that's one piece that you're having to replace with a younger player. But I feel like people like, Mia Paldo, like I don't know, Jada Civil, somebody like that right there, you felt like you were going to be playing with them regardless, but maybe somebody like Denia Prawl wouldn't have received as much time as she is currently if Ruby Whitehorn was still there. Probably the same thing with Lauren Hurst, even though she's not getting a ton of time. So, yeah, I'll agree with you on that as well, but here's my issue right now with the team. Do you notice that there is a big discrepancy in one player in particular when you compare it to the others on the team as far as the amount of shots that they're putting up?
Well, in this game in particular, yes. Talaysia Cooper shot
24 of Tennessee's 69 shots were taken by Talaysia Cooper.
But I think, is that her fault or is that the team's fault? Because I felt like some of these chicks,
I think it's
some of these ladies like Nia Robertson going 0 for 4, and I felt like she was too scared to shoot another one. And same kind of like for Denia Prawl going 1 for 5, almost too scared to pull another one. Jada Civil 1 of 7 was just too afraid to shoot through that. And then I don't know. I felt like it was kind of like a perfect mixed bag of them almost just being scared to shoot the ball. I mean, I almost credit Cooper for continuing to shoot.
I think it's both though.
Yeah,
I think that because I guarantee if I go back and I look at every single game this year, the majority of the games you're going to look and see Cooper with at least 5, I would even say 10 more shots than the next closest lady on the team. So I feel like for one, Cooper's taking too many shots. I feel like there's a lot of times that she's going to get the ball, come down the court, and she's immediately going to either try to take it to the hole or she's going to pull up and try to take a shot without even making a single pass.
Yep.
But also, I blame it on the team as well for kind of like you said, if somebody is having an off shooting night, all right, let's get it to Talasia because I know she's not going to be afraid to shoot the ball, whether she makes it or whether she misses it. They're relying too much on her. And, Talasia is a great player. I'm not taking anything away from her. She needs to take shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know what? Take 14 to 15 good shots in a game instead of taking 24 shots where probably 19, 18 of them are shots that she shouldn't be taking.
Yep.
That kind of deal. I want to see, Janiah Barker with 10 shots in the game. I'm okay with that. She had a bad shooting night, 3 of 10. Mia Paldo going 4 of 9. I'm okay with that as well. Z Spearman, 3 of 8. Maybe I want to see Mia Paldo take 11 or 12 shots. Maybe I want to see Z Spearman take 11 or 12 shots. Nia Robertson, 0 for 4 from the game, 0 for 3 from three-point line. Go ahead and still take 6 or 7 shots, something like that.
Alyssa Latham blows my mind going 1 for 2.
Yeah, only 2 shots in the game.
I mean, you were really high on Alyssa Latham going into this year and just not putting it together, man.
Yeah, I want to see more shot discrepancy over the rest of the team instead of 24 shots coming from Talasia Cooper and only one other player on the team with double-digit shot attempts.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
I agree.
That's one thing the team needs to do. But this was just a game that Mississippi State beat you. I mean, they shot 48%. Credit to them for shooting 44% from 3, 8 of 18, 75% from the foul line. They out-rebounded Tennessee 50-31.
Yep.
That's just insane. 35 fast break points. Tennessee had 20 turnovers. Tennessee had 15 turnovers. And Mississippi State scored 16 points off of it. Now, credit Tennessee, they did force Mississippi State into 24 turnovers. But why in the world are you forcing 24 turnovers and you're getting beat by 15 points? That should never happen.
No, it shouldn't.
I mean, you basically said it. Tennessee just did not come ready to play. It was like they were overlooking Mississippi State. They had just beaten them 2 weeks prior in Starkville by 10. And honestly, in that game, they didn't look much better. They just ended up pulling it out by 10. But, Kim Caldwell did basically call her team out saying, we were late to warmups. It was like everything that we did was lazy or, did not.
It's not what you want to hear midway through the SEC slate, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we thought that they had turned a corner, because they had played well. They started off 6-0 in conference play, and man, Chris Beard is livid.
That's what it had me. It had me sidetracked, dude, because it almost looked like he threw a punch at his own coach, and I was a little like, "What is going on here?" I missed whatever happened before that, but yeah, it's terrible for radio and podcast. I'm so sorry, but we are definitely keeping an eye on this game as Tennessee's winning by a couple digits, double digits, excuse me. And it looks like he may have just gotten. Did he get tossed?
I think he got tossed.
And I think he's giving like a final prayer.
Yeah, he got ejected.
He just got ejected.
Wow.
I can't believe they allowed him to go back to the team and talk to him for just a second. But yeah, Tennessee's got a commanding 16-point lead with 6:15 left, and Beard just got ejected from the game. Technical on the coach. Now, with it being a technical on the coach, Rick Barnes can choose who takes the shots, right?
I believe so. Yes. let's see. So what happened here?
I don't know what happened, but I know he was like on the court while they were playing. Like that dude came on the court, I think called timeout, and then immediately was just like, yeah, Jacoby Gillespie shooting the shots, and he just made his first one. So there we go.
Yeah, and we'll go back and talk about the Lady Vols here in a minute, but I mean, we've got to figure out what happened here. I just rewinded to try to figure it out. It looks like in the paint, one of the Ole Miss players was, I mean, getting hounded pretty good. A couple of reach-ins there, ended up with a steal, and no foul was called. He gets livid. I mean, comes right onto the court yelling at a referee about how there's no foul called, how they're getting the foul calls on the other end, and then just, I mean, from there, everything broke loose.
I mean, he is on the court. He just got ejected. I don't know. I'm seeing but he hits a U-turn and goes and talks to the team, and I'm surprised he was able to do that.
I don't think that. No, it looks like the officer tried grabbing him, pulling him back, and
that's
he just
what I'm saying.
Over there real quick, so he probably shouldn't have been able to.
That's probably going to be another fine coming up. But
yeah.
No, anyways, we'll lock back in now. They're back in playing, and like I said, the men's have a commanding lead. Not too worried about it. Really proud of them. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. But Lady Vols, man, just back to the game, Mississippi State, man, just not them, man. And that's kind of what I'm hanging my hat on. Is I think they were looking ahead to UConn. And I'm not going to put too much into this other than I hope that we never see this type of outcome again.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the UConn game, because this is, for anybody that does check out volfanatics.com, our website, I urge you to check the article that was written yesterday, as you literally saw both sides of Tennessee in this game.
You sure did.
UConn jumped out to a commanding 21-5 lead in the first quarter, going into the media timeout. But a credit to Tennessee for cutting this game down to a 6-point lead by the end of the first, going on a 14-4 run to end the game, and then just throwing haymakers with UConn throughout the entire second quarter, going into the early third quarter as well, just back and forth. Tennessee took the lead in the second quarter, ended up being tied at 42 going to halftime. And even in the third quarter, it was same deal. UConn, they got a little bit of a lead towards the beginning. Tennessee responded. UConn stretches it back out to about 6. Tennessee responds. And then you get to the media timeout in the third quarter. And I had texted you late in the third quarter, and I said, we just saw a team that plays the exact same style that Tennessee does, as far as, playing fast, pressuring on defense, all that stuff. And they just do it better than Tennessee. Yep. And they wore Tennessee down to the point where it looked like the Lady Vols just ran out of gas in the third quarter. UConn ended the third quarter on a 12-0 run, and then outscored the Lady Vols 25-13 in the fourth. I mean, they outscored Tennessee 29-11 in the third quarter total. Yep. Ended up pulling out the 33-point win. So this is a classic game where the final score doesn't tell the full story of the game, because it was a game within the game for the entirety of it. Big putback slam.
To me, the biggest thing in this game, man, and it bothered me so much to watch it, but in the second half, you just didn't score.
Yeah.
And I hate to put that much into the UConn game, because I understand they're a great team, but I'm looking here, I think with 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the third, Z Spearman hits the layup to make it 53-57. You then proceed to stay on 53 points until the end of the freaking quarter.
Yeah,
UConn
until early in the fourth quarter.
Yes, you didn't score again until the fourth. That's what I'm saying. Like, you went 5 minutes, basically. 5 minutes of game time, man. You can't go 5 minutes of game time and not score a single point. And then, once again, they scored 2 points, but then they stay on 56 points for like 2 or 3 minutes. And then they stayed on like 60 points for 3 or 4 minutes. And then they finished with 66 points on the final 2.5 minutes of gameplay. Like, you can't go on these minute-long droughts, and I don't know, it just was very frustrating to watch them. How it's almost like they got to 53 points and then just stopped playing. And that bothered me a bunch because, man, when they got to 53, 57, I'm like, okay, the girls are fighting. Like, this is good. And then it just really they just stopped fighting. I don't know. I don't know if it was a give up thing. It kind of felt like a give up thing to me. And I'd hate to see that. I mean, UConn is the standard. Let's not get, no doubt about it right now, lady basketball. But Tennessee showed me for a half that they can play with the top team in college basketball, and that they can absolutely go achieve all their goals that we set out for them in the postseason. But the way they played the second half makes me feel like they can't even make it past the first round, or if they're going to even make the tournament. I don't know. Like, I know that's exaggeration, but man, we got to see more heart out of these ladies, in my opinion. Got to see more heart.
Yeah, because it was in the article as well, that basically exactly what you said. This team can go out and they can play with the best team in the country. They can beat the best team in the country on the top end. But on the other side, they can also lose to anybody in the country. That's just the way that this team can play depending on which team shows up. But, this is one of the few games. I was talking just a minute ago about Talaysia Cooper. She disappeared in this game.
Yeah.
She only attempted 5 shots in the game. She was 3 of 5, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. I mean, just no-showed in the game, really. Janiah Barker had a fantastic game, 16 points. Would have loved to see more rebounds. The most rebounds that anybody on the team had was 8 by Alyssa Latham. Next closest, Jada Civil, was 6. The people that get the majority of your rebounds in games, Z Spearman, Janiah Barker, even Talaysia Cooper, 2, 4, and 2 rebounds respectively in the game.
Yeah, but there wasn't a ton of rebounds to be made, especially on defensively, because
you're right.
Man, our defense wasn't good. I mean, you can't allow a team to basically shoot 60% from the floor, 50% from 3, and then they shot 9 of 11 for the free throw line. I mean, UConn just doesn't. They just didn't miss. You got to give that credit to UConn. I mean, they shot 58% from the field and then turned around and got 9 offensive rebounds. Essentially, with the second chance opportunities, man, there's only maybe 10 to 15 offensive possessions UConn had where they came up empty-handed. I mean, it's pretty insane to even think about.
That was another thing, was off of the 9 offensive rebounds that UConn got, they scored 14 points. Tennessee out-rebounded them on the offensive glass 11-9, but only had 2 second-chance points.
Yep.
So UConn made the most of their rebounds on the offensive glass. Tennessee did not. I mean, ultimately, UConn's the best team in the nation, and they showed it. But Tennessee showed it for a good chunk of the game that they're not far off. They just need to play a complete game. They need to slow down. They need to take advantage of the shots that they get. And they're going to have to do something on the defensive end. Because, in the half-court defense, whenever Tennessee was during that second half of the first quarter, the entire second quarter and the first half of the third quarter, when they had UConn in the half-court defense or in their half-court offense, the defense played very well.
Yeah.
But it's whenever you allowed UConn to break through your press like they have let teams do a lot this season, when you turn the ball over and let UConn get into a fast break situation, those are the easy points that a team as good as UConn is going to take advantage of.
Yep.
That you're going to have to fix going forward.
Yeah, man. I got Sarah Strong and Azzy Fudd. Holy crap. Those are 2 absolute all-stars, first rounders, first top 3 round, or top 3 pick probably between the 2 of them. They're incredible to watch. But I do hope that Tennessee, the Lady Vols, get another chance against them. I mean, not because I think that that's a team that we're going to beat, but I think that if you get a chance to play them again, then you've pretty much achieved the goals that you set out for yourself in the preseason. So,
because I mean, it's projected right now UConn is going to be the number 1 overall seed. Obviously, they're number 1 in the country. They're well on their way to another undefeated regular season. Tennessee is projected a 4 seed. So let's just say that, Tennessee ends up in the same bracket as them. That would put them facing off in the Sweet 16. And you know what? A Sweet 16 for this team, that's exactly where you want to be.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're not in the same bracket as UConn, you are still a 4 seed, and UConn's a 1 seed. If they face off again, you know where that means Tennessee is? In the Final Four at the very least.
Yep. Now, Tennessee, Lady Vols, I mean, obviously, I think they're the only team that's been in the tournament every single year, right?
Yes.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we've won the first round every year, right?
More often than not, they have.
Well, no, I know that, but I don't think that we've necessarily. It's not guaranteed to be in the round 32, is what I'm saying. But I definitely think Sweet 16 is the goal. Like that, you don't want to be any worse than that, in my opinion. I mean that's where I feel like this program belongs. I think that's why Kim Caldwell came here, because I mean essentially we were a Sweet 16 team before she got here, but I'm willing to give her some leeway, some lenience, to show me that this team is getting better year over year. But Sweet 16, to your point, that would have them facing off if they're on the same side of the bracket. But if they're not in the same bracket, then you're not playing them again till the Elite Eight. At probably the best or the earliest you'd be able to see them outside their bracket. So no, I mean I really hope they do get another chance. And but who knows? We got a long way to go and a lot to learn before we face them. Because I mean, let's face it, Tennessee, their road doesn't get any easier, right? We said that they got to do what they're doing at the beginning of the schedule, because I mean, you turn around, you played Georgia coming up, I believe,
Thursday night,
2 nights, in 2 nights. So Thursday night you played Georgia on the SEC Plus network. But then this weekend, Sunday, you're playing South Carolina, and that's going to be another UConn-esque type of team as far as how talented they are. And then a week after that, you're playing number 4 Texas. So you better strap up and play some hard ball. You got a lot to learn, and you better not keep your head down. You better pick your head up, get back to work, and we got games to go win.
Tennessee has got 9 opponents left on this schedule. 6 of those are ranked in the top 15.
Yeah.
So it's
5 of their final 6 games are top 13 or better. And if you want to expand that just a little bit further, 7 of their final 8 games? 7 of their final 9 games. I don't know. I can't count.
I've got 6 of their final 9 are all in the only unranked teams that they play in the final 9 games Georgia, as of right now is Georgia. Yes. Yes, 100%.
And it's not like they're playing a 22nd ranked team. I mean, Ole Miss is looking like the worst team ranked right now that they're playing, and they're sitting at 13. So they better buckle up. They're still in a good spot. They're 6-1. Essentially, they're a game back because South Carolina's already won 8 conference games. They're 8-1. But essentially, you're sitting at the top of the SEC tied right now, but you got to go win. And you're playing South Carolina in a couple games, and that's going to really that's going to be a huge swing game to see if you're going to get like a first round bye in the SEC tournament or not. In my opinion, is if you can go still win against South Carolina, oh my goodness, you're sitting atop alone in the SEC. But you can't overlook Georgia. I mean, we've overlooked once already in this, and that's why we're in this situation. You can't have another spot where you overlook a team, and I hope to see Lady Vols come out and beat Georgia by 15 plus points. And I'm calling it now. I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, and just taking a step further on how rough the end of this schedule is, of those ranked opponents, 4 of those games are on the road. South Carolina on the road, Ole Miss on the road, Oklahoma on the road, LSU on the road. You get Texas and Vanderbilt at home.
Yeah. Missouri, Texas is the final 2-game home stretch you get. So yeah, I mean they better enjoy that week. But you kind of alluded to it. Georgia's the second of the 3 game away stretch you got. So you just got no time to rest. You got to get back to work, keep your head up, and go play some basketball.
Yeah, 100%.
Credit to the men's, man. This second half's insane.
Yeah, 84-62 the score right now. We'll stay with this game through the end of it. Just fantastic. You mentioned the second half of this game has been awesome.
What a turnaround. I mean, what we scored 29 points in the first half or something like that?
26 points in the first half,
26.
which means
we're about
that
to score
Tennessee-
60 points.
Yeah,
It's
Tennessee
like
has scored 58 points so far in the second half.
seeing all smiles from Rick Barnes and Nate Ament. Man,
Yeah,
what a
I
sight
mean,
to see. What a second
pull up-
half. This might be
pull
one
up
of the
the live
biggest
stat.
offensive. This might be one of the biggest offensive halves I've ever seen Rick Barnes' team have. I mean,
It's-
no
it's
doubt
probably
Tennessee
close.
scored 100 points before in a game, but I mean, just a single half performance. This is pretty insane what I'm seeing right now.
Oh man, I knew Nate Ament was having himself a game, especially in
Talk
the
to
second
me.
half.
Talk to me.
Nate, oh my gosh, Nate Ament in the second half, ladies. and
Talk to
gentlemen.
me.
26 points on 8 of 10 shooting.
Talk to me now.
2 for 2 from the 3-point line, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. All this in the second half.
Yeah, because he
He's
only
got-
had 2 points in the first half.
He's got 28 total points tonight on 9 of 15 shooting, 8 of 10 from the line, all those in the second half, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line. Great game. Gillespie.
Jalen
once
Carey pulling a
again-
3. He missed it. Dang it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jacoby Gillespie once again with another 20-point outburst, 20 points, 5 of 10 from the 3-point line. You also got Bishop Boswell with 10 points and 8 rebounds tonight. JP Estrella, one shy of a double-double with 12 points and 9 rebounds. Just what a game. Tennessee as a team. Man, why did Jalen Carey have to take that shot? We were above 40% from the 3-point line, and then he took that one.
I don't mind it. Let the big dog shoot. All right. He works
Now-
hard enough in the paint. Let the man have some fun. We're up by 20 points, by gosh.
9 of 23 from the 3-point line. That's good for 39%. Tennessee's a team shot 46% from the field. Obviously, the game's still going on, but this is just the stats right now. They forced 9 Ole Miss turnovers and scored 18 points off of it. Dominated the boards 40-23, 17-7 on the offensive glass. Let's see. Assists 17-7. I mean, just all around domination, especially in the second half from Tennessee. As it looks like there's a foul on Jalen Carey there, pushing off on the rebound. So Ole Miss going to go back to the free throw line with 14.8 seconds. But just a game that Tennessee stepped up in the second half when they needed to. I'm sure that halftime speech from Rick Barnes was very fiery. He got into his team, and it showed.
It was a
in the
terrible
second
offensive
half.
I understand you were winning by 1 point. That was one of the worst offensive halves I've seen in a while, man. I mean, that was very reminiscent of like Houston in the March Madness tournament style of offense performance. I mean, it was just terrible. But to come out, and it doesn't look like they're going to get their 60 points in the second half. It looks like they're going to be stuck on 58. But man, what a game! They're now going to be 6-3 in conference play, staying right there, tied for like third in the conference, behind what A&M and whoever else is it A&M and it's
So,
two teams that Florida. Florida's playing pretty good.
Yeah, A&M's top of the conference right now.
There's a big bundle of 6-3 teams though. Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee. Man, what a game that's going to be coming up over the weekend between Kentucky and Tennessee. Cannot wait for that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
Revenge time, baby.
Tennessee is they've obviously got to win. As you get another win at home, obviously mentioned earlier that you did lose one at home, so you've got to make up a game somewhere. Make up that game against Kentucky, and then you've got 1, 2, 3. You've got 4 other games in there that you can go and take 2 of them. You'd love to win all 4 of them, obviously.
Yep.
But if you just get 2 of them and you win the rest of your home games, it's 13-5 in the conference. That's right where you want to be. So Tennessee still got everything in front of them. And, the men and the women both, in my opinion, they're a team that their ceiling is Final Four. And some people might think I'm crazy saying that, but the ceiling for both of these teams is Final Four. I'm not going to say national championship, but Final Four type finish. But the floor is as low as a first-round exit. So both of these teams.
Agreed. I agree with that.
Yeah, they're tournament teams. Both
Especially the
of these teams
men's. When you got Nate Ament finally playing to the player that you kind of hoped that he would be in the preseason, I see it now. But, the first month of basketball, I'm like, this kid is absolutely overrated. Like, there was absolutely no way we expected this kid to actually go out here and ball because he wasn't showing me anything to be proud of. But man, I'd say the last 5-6 games, that kid's been on one, and it's been awesome to see. The last 3 weeks, really, the new year, new Nate Ament, and he's been showing out, and loving to see it because he's showing out against tougher opponents, man. I mean, we get into SEC conference play, and this dude's balling, and I love to see it. Again, I think he just got a career high, probably, I would assume, with 28, 29 points, whatever he had. So yeah, I love to see it. Again, Tennessee 6-3 in the conference, tied for third place along with Arkansas, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. And let's go play some ball. Let's go. Hey, come on, Kentucky. We got some revenge to go get. Let's go.
Yeah, 100%, man. So let's move ahead to our final segment of the evening. But before we do that, I'll give you our segment 3 sponsor, which is Kaizen Painting. Do you want a colorful life? Kaizen is a painting and drywall company that provides residential, commercial, exterior, and interior services. At Kaizen Painting, we understand the importance of a beautifully painted home and properly installed and repaired drywall. We're here to bring your vision to life. We care about providing you with a personalized, efficient, and quality service. If you live in Knoxville and surroundings, contact us for a free estimate at kaizenpainting.com. Color your life the Kaizen way. So, football. We are going to talk a little bit about football. We're going to give 3 more teams that we predicted their schedule at the beginning of the season. We're going to see how our predictions ended with the actual results. And tonight, we're going to start off with Auburn. As Auburn this season, a little bit of a down year. Some people would say, because there was some expectations coming out of Auburn this year. This was the 3rd year under Hugh Freeze.
Yerp.
This was the year that he was supposed to have the team have the team to possibly, make the playoffs.
And how did that end up for Hugh Freeze?
Hugh Freeze is no longer there, and actually, former Tennessee assistant coach, offensive coordinator Alex Golish is now there. But
I'm a little worried about that.
I am as well, especially because they come to Knoxville this year.
Exactly.
Auburn 5-7 this year. Season started off pretty good. Getting a big win against Baylor on Friday night to open the season, in Ball State, South Alabama, 2 easy wins, but then lost to Oklahoma by a touchdown, lost to Texas A&M by 6, lost to Georgia by 10, lost to Missouri in double overtime. That was the season right there, in all honesty. Because that Oklahoma game, you probably should have won that game, in all honesty.
Yep. The a bogus touchdown on it was some sort of illegal play that didn't get called, right? It was 12 men I don't know if it was 12 men on the field. Something happened. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was very much they like faked a man on the field, I think is what it was, and you're not supposed to do that in college. Like you can't decoy a player and then have them on a live ball, like kind of like very much like a longest yard play where Adam Sandler kind of fakes like he's out of the play and then takes off and runs for. You can't do that in college ball, and that's a clear rule. And that's kind of what they did, and they didn't get called for it. So it is what it is. It didn't get called, so I don't know how to.
Yeah,
it's a tough situation, but
that would happen, and then you very well could have won the Texas A&M game. Georgia, really until the 4th quarter, you had that game pretty well. Could have won that one, and then the Missouri one just, that game happened. You ended up winning against Arkansas. Then the one that hurt was the 10-3 loss against Kentucky. That's one that should have put you at bowl eligible. Overtime loss to Vanderbilt that really you should have won that game as well. Mercer, you dominated, and then Alabama. Alabama really had that game won. It was just a late touchdown that put it close.
Yep.
Ultimately, Auburn 5-7 on the season, and I predicted 7-5 this year. So wasn't too far off on Auburn. I was a little bit higher than what they ended up having, a little bit lower than what a lot of people expected for the team this year, especially with how talented that receiving core was.
Yeah, exactly. You had one of the best receivers in the nation. They couldn't even show it because couldn't get a guy to get him the ball. And I kind of feel for him. That's kind of a crappy situation. But, I was the same way. I had him going 7-5. I called the Baylor win. I had them losing to Oklahoma. I think the only two I had like completely wrong was I had them beating A&M on the road. Wasn't a big believer in A&M's team this year, but I think I also had them beating Vanderbilt. I think those are the two games on the whole schedule that I had flip-flopped. And so, no, tough season for Auburn, but I think they're in better hands now. I do. I really do.
I agree with you. And let's see, I had a loss to Baylor to begin the season. I did have a win against Oklahoma. I had losses to A&M and Georgia. I actually had a win against Missouri and a loss against Arkansas. I had them beating Kentucky, beating Vanderbilt, and then losing to Alabama. So, yeah, not too far off. +2 for both of us on that one. Now let's
Yay.
move to Florida. This is where it gets interesting. Florida, needless to say, I bought into the hype of DJ Lagway this season.
Yes, you did.
I had Florida going 9-3 this season, and when you look back at it, and even when we were looking at it at the beginning of the season, it's like, this schedule is brutal, and if they go 7-5, that would be impressive.
To be fair, nobody had them losing to USF, man. Like nobody. I mean,
well, nobody did before the season started, but credit to you for picking that one the week of.
I did pick that one the week of. I just had a feeling. I think at the end of the day, I think Florida overlooked them, and then I knew Alex Skolish is a good game planner. And I think that's exactly what you're saying. I mean, obviously it was a tough game, but yeah, man. I mean, I picked them to go 8-4. I was just a game below you, but here's where I'll give myself a little bit of kudos, as I had their ceiling at 8-4. Man, I just didn't think with the schedule that they could really do much more than that. Now, with that being said, I mean, I had them beat Tennessee. I mean, because I just didn't expect. I mean, Tennessee ran them in the swamp. One of their worst losses in the swamp since I think Miami did it. It's kind of insane how we were able to go down there and just beat the absolute living crap out of them. But yeah, they were just very uncompetitive against USF. They lost to Texas A&M, I think they lost to A&M, and I thought they had that win in the bag. There was a game that they had that I'm like, man, you should have really won that. But Mississippi State might have been another one that was very much like you should have won that one.
That's the game that they did win.
Okay, yeah.
That's the one that Mississippi State had that.
They threw it away. It was Mississippi State that threw it away. Yes, that's exactly right. Georgia, I mean, I had them beating Georgia. I thought they played them very well, actually. I'll give them credit for that. They usually do, but couldn't get it done. I think they lost to Kentucky again.
They got blown out by Kentucky.
Cutter Boley kind of had his coming out party. His only one, by the way. But no, either way, it's just tough year for Florida, man. I had them going 8-4. They did almost the exact opposite, didn't they? 4-8. What did they do?
4-8 this season.
Boy, we missed the mark on that one. All right.
Yeah, of course. I had them beating Miami this year. I was not expecting Miami's defense to be as good as it was.
Them to be a playoff team.
Yeah, that's a total
championship, literally a championship contending team. I mean, they down to the final two. No, I don't think anybody had Miami that high.
The crazy thing out of all of it is you get a random win in the middle of the season at home against Texas. I think
and what's crazy is all that did was save Billy's job for like 1 or 2 weeks. I mean, he was fired at that point. Then he beats Texas, and it's like, and then no. So yeah, a frustrating season for Florida fans again. I love to see it. Kind of wish they'd have kept Billy around. It was kind of fun watching Florida be just terrible. But again, Florida is just one of those teams, kind of like a Arkansas team, man. The talent on the team, the competitiveness of the team, just shows to me that they are a 7-5, 8-4, 9-3 type of team. They just did not get the results on the field. Truthfully, Florida's not a 4-8 team. Now they were. That's what they ended up being. But I'm telling you right now, like just a couple plays bounced their way. maybe a slightly easier schedule. I hate making excuses, but just a slightly easier schedule. And this team's right there in the thick of it in the SEC. But no, not this year. It wasn't meant to be. And I do not think they are in better hands.
No, I completely agree with you. If they are, it'll take 2 or 3 years before they get back up to
They
where
picked
they
up the
are,
Tulane
but
head coach, right?
yes.
I will say this. He's a good recruiter. I mean, that's where Chris Brazzell came from. Tajay Spears came from Tulane. I do
But
think
is it not the same way that Billy Napier was, though? He was a great recruiter at Lafayette.
Yeah.
I guess it's technically Louisiana now. They dropped the Lafayette. But he wasn't necessarily the greatest coach, and I think it's the same thing that you're getting from Kevin Summerall.
No, I think you're spot on. I think they went and hired like the same guy with a different accent. I mean,
Yes.
I don't
Billy
know.
Napier 2.0.
Yeah, I don't understand the hire at all, but I don't have to. I'm a Tennessee fan, so no, I'm digging it.
Yep. So last team we're going to look at tonight, it is the Kentucky Wildcats. And
they're so garbage. They actually did better than I thought.
I was
they're
going to say,
garbage.
what's crazy is we underpredicted this team, and
I don't.
they were terrible.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard not to, and I had them going 3-9. Okay, but
I
like,
also had him going 3-9.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to not underpredict at that point. But yeah, it's 3-9. They went 5-7, right?
They went 5-7,
And we can blame Florida for this. I mean,
yeah, I want to throw myself a little bone here, and I think you also did the same thing. We picked the 3 non-conference wins that Kentucky had in Toledo, Eastern Michigan, and Tennessee Tech. We both said they would not win a conference game this year. And by God, they go out and win 2 conference games. So
they did. It's Florida's fault. I don't care about the other one. They beat who they beat? Florida and
they beat Auburn and Florida in back-to-back games.
Yeah, Auburn. Yeah, I'm still blaming Florida 100% because we would be a game better on Florida's schedule and a game better on Kentucky's schedule if it weren't for Florida. Yeah, terrible. But no, I mean Kentucky 5-7. Is Stoops fired?
Stoops is gone. They hired offensive coordinator from Oregon. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. Give me just a second. I'll see if I can't find it.
That's fine. It's about time. I don't know why Stoops still had the job anyways. I mean, he was known for taking top tier quarterbacks and making them mid and somehow still getting them drafted. Made no sense to me whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, Kentucky needed to make a change. It's kind of crazy for Kentucky too because now they've changed basketball head coaches. Now they're football head coaches. It's kind of funny because Stoops and Calipari had the big feud between the university, and now neither one of them are there.
Yeah, Will Stein. Stein was the offense coordinator from Oregon that is now at Kentucky. So I do think as far as Kentucky's style of play, I think that's going to be better for Kentucky overall. Being able to have a more offensive-minded guy coming in. Do I think it's going to help Kentucky any in the long run? No, not at all. Kentucky's a basketball school, not a football school. If they get back to where they're 6-6 to 8-4 every year, I think they'll be satisfied with him, and he's going to have a long career at Kentucky until he gets hired away somewhere else, if he does. Or in the end, if he starts to fall off like Mark Stoops did, he'll get fired. But the mindset around Kentucky, as far as, like I said, the offensive minded compared to defensive minded, is going to be better for them. He's not going to have success, big success at Kentucky.
Right. I think I agree with that 100%. So, no, man, I hope you're keeping score because it's not looking good for either one of us. But, we're getting closer to our perfect predictions. I think I had one, maybe.
I don't even know if I did or not.
I don't know if I did. Totally honest. I don't think I did. Tennessee was my closest because I had them going 9-3, and they went. Yeah, I'm kind of spoiling it here, but whatever. Oh man, it's tough. Yeah. It's fine. It's why we do it though. We get to laugh at ourselves, and then do it again next year. It's great.
Yeah, 100%. But news from Knoxville today. We have a date for the Orange and White game.
That is going to be the news that I thought you were going with, but yes.
Well, I'll let you lead off with the other news because I know you're excited about that.
I am,
but
because Orange and White
game, Orange and White game is going to be September. I'm sorry, not September. April the 11th. Saturday, April the 11th. There is no time yet on that. I've got a feeling it's going to be somewhere around 1, probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but no time has come out on it yet. It is free admission, which tells me that likely there will not be a capacity limit for this game, but that's still
Doesn't
yet to be determined as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any major stadium renovations in the off season this year. So free admission should be a no capacity for this one, but they're going to come out with a lot more details to come. Unfortunately, that is one weekend where both baseball and softball are on the road. So,
Dang it. You used to literally like go watch the orange and white game, then go to the baseball field and watch the baseball. Dang it.
Yeah,
I
believe softball is in Lexington that weekend, and baseball, I looked at it earlier. I think they're in Starkville playing against Mississippi State that weekend.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's fine. It's still an exciting way. It's kind of nice to hear that it's free admission. Even with the no capacity, you kind of never really see programs or anything like that like go back on the pricing. Usually it just keeps going up, but maybe with all these price increases that Danny White's been having, it's good to see them at least do the orange and white game for free. That's awesome. Speaking of Danny White, have you kind of seen a shift in the fan base around Danny White, even with all the success we've had in the programs? Have you kind of been seeing that on the social medias here lately?
I've seen a little bit of it, and I don't think it's warranted.
You don't think he caters to the high donors and kind of forgets about the everyday fan?
I mean, he probably does, but he's just doing he's a businessman.
He very much is.
And he's doing what a businessman should to help the university. So, I mean, I get where some of the fans' frustrations come from, but ultimately he's doing his job and he's doing it well. So I don't really have any complaints about Danny White.
You want to win, or do you want to go watch your team play on Saturday in the stadium?
Exactly.
Because I can promise you, when we were losing, you could walk right into Neyland Stadium for $20 and watch your team as much as you wanted to.
Because as much as I would like to go to Tennessee game once a year, maybe twice a year, especially as my son gets older, I love to take him up there. You know what? I'm okay watching the game on TV if my team's winning.
I'll bring you up on Vol Navy, man. It's much better watching on the river anyways. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Other news. I don't have a link or anything, so you're just going to take my word for it. But I'm strictly just the messenger here. But Joey Aguilar. Yeah, I'm going to bring his name up. I know it's been a while. Is he going to get another year?
Has it, or was it last week?
Yeah, I mean, is he going to get another year? Is he not? And, big changes. So he's actually changed lawyer. He's changed attorneys, right? So he's made the big change. He swapped attorneys last week. A day after swapping attorneys, he actually drops out of the case that kind of had him under the same wing as Diego Pavia. Which a lot of people are like, oh crap, well now it's guaranteed he's not. Well, no, actually it probably helped his chances, because he's now filing his own suit against the NCAA. Which, yes, that does change his court hearing. I don't think we're going to know anything on February 10th anymore. I think that did change. I'm not so sure. But they're now filing the NCAA over his own reason, as he's only played 3 years of Division I football. And maybe, just maybe, that helps him. Now, he did hire an attorney that has once represented Nico Iamaleava and also represented President Trump at one point. So he's got a real deal as an attorney. I think they're spending a lot of money on this. So I think that they have a chance, because I don't think an attorney like this with this type of credibility would take on a case that he wasn't confident in winning. I am just going to say this one more time. Trust. I think we see number 6 back.
So let me ask you.
Yeah.
Because this is the big topic of debate that a lot of people are talking about. Should JUCO years count against your eligibility?
So in the days of old, heck no, because usually you choose to go JUCO. Yeah. But now with the NIL, man, I honestly don't even care about the rules. Like, it's gotten to the point to where I don't care. Like, if a college is willing to spend the money on that point, it doesn't matter. I mean, we already know that, like, as long as you're enrolled in the school, in my opinion, you should probably be eligible. If you're a full-time student, you should be able to play for the school, in my opinion. I mean, if you're going for a master's degree and maybe you're 24, 25 years old, I still feel like you should be able to represent the school. That's just I don't know why there was ever a 4-year. I know why there was a 4-year limit, but like, to me, college isn't necessarily just black and white 4 years or, nothing. I think as long as you're a full-time student, on scholarship, whatever, I think you should be given the right to represent the school. And then, of course, now with NIL and the opportunities with that, I'm at the point now where if a team's willing to spend money on you, period, it's whatever. Do it. I don't care. It's not, I'm no longer fighting for this whole like, oh, they're kids, man, they need to turn. No, they're not, man. At this point, this has turned into a daggum semi-professional league now. All that's kind of gone away. I do think there are still kids out there that want to play for the University of Tennessee. I think Joey Aguilar is one of them. I think they actually love the university. Now, there's a few, a one or two, a dozen, if that. But I think as far as to answer your question, man, I don't really have a preference anymore in today's game. It's hard. It's hard to be stuck in the old ways when I know so much around the game's changed, because I am an old school guy most of the time. But at this point, and I hate to bring it up because everybody has, but dude, we just saw an NBA G League player who had already played in the NCAA and give up his eligibility to go, into the draft. And then he was granted immediate eligibility without even, I don't think, being enrolled in classes at Alabama and being able to play right away. And to me, I don't know. It's so far gone at this point.
Yeah, and the way that I look at it is, I do think that JUCO should count against you, but
Rhonda says no.
But it should be this. Most JUCO is what, 2 years? You look at
2 years. That literally is the definition of a JUCO, 2 year.
Yeah, so
associates.
If you play 2 years at JUCO, have those 2 years count as 1 year of eligibility total.
There you go.
So at that point, we really need to go ahead and go to you have 5 years to play 5 seasons of, whatever sport it may be.
So 5 years, play 5 seasons, but it technically is 6 if you go the JUCO route. Is that what you're saying?
So the way I would look at it, have the JUCO count as one of those years. So you would have 6 years total. Yes. When you include the JUCO.
That's what I'm saying. So a season for JUCO is technically a half a year of eligibility, not a full year.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah. So at that point, yes, you would have 6 total seasons, but those 2 seasons of JUCO would count as 1. So then you have 4 years to play 4 seasons at a Division I college. So in Joey Aguilar's case, he played those 2 years at JUCO. He's got the 2 years at Appalachian State, 1 year at Tennessee. Let him have the 1 more year this year to play at Tennessee.
Yeah.
That gives him his 5 total years in 6 seasons when you include the JUCO. That's where I think it should be. And if you never played JUCO, you've got 5 seasons at Division I. You can play 5 seasons of, whatever sport, football, basketball, whatever the case may be. We were kind of talking about Zakai Ziegler. Obviously, he played as a true freshman. He never redshirted. He only got to play 4 seasons. He filed the lawsuit trying to get the 5th year of eligibility because he didn't have the COVID year. He came in after COVID. So that's where the whole thing originally came in was, all right, 5 years to play 5 seasons.
Yep.
If you get hurt, obviously it's a redshirt year. That counts towards one of those years of eligibility. If you redshirt because you're not getting enough playing time, that counts towards one of those years of eligibility. Whatever the case may be, I think we need to go ahead and move to the 5 years, 5 seasons type deal. And I think that the JUCO should be each season is a half year of eligibility that's used up. So if you play 2 years at JUCO, then it equates to 1 year of eligibility.
Yeah, I agree. Now, no doubt about it, he would be a 25-year-old playing college football.
Is that any different than what we've seen since COVID, though? You've got 26 years old out there, 26-year-old people out there that have played 7-8 seasons by now.
I don't disagree with that, but he would be one of the older. He would be one of the older players, 100%.
Oh, 100%.
Diego Pavia was only 23 or is only 23. Carson Beck's only 23. He was already one of the older players, don't get me wrong, but But I don't think age is really a factor anymore in today's college football. I really don't. I think it's all about if they're enrolled at the school as a full-time student and a college is willing to spend money on them to play and represent that university. I mean, there does need to be eligibility. I mean, you can't have a 10-year starter at quarterback in the college game, but like at the end of the day, we're talking about a kid who's legitimately only played 3 Division I seasons. I think he deserves to have a 4th. And I think you've seen in other instances where, I mean, we've had guys get 7 years of eligibility depending on like a red shirt, medical red shirt, the COVID year, and then a red shirt. They'd have 2 red shirts essentially.
Then so I mean, got a grad transfer year in there as well.
Yep, and then they get So I mean, we've seen that before. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like this is Joey's 5th year in the program trying to get a 6th. At that point, you would hear me say, I don't care if we had all the hype around. He came in 2nd place in the Heisman. At that point, he needs to move on and go do something in the NFL, be a backup, whatever. Shout out Josh Jobs. Go get a ring somehow that way. But in this situation, I think it is very much unique. And I think Tennessee needs it too. So, I mean, I think it's a 2-way street. I think Joey Aguilar wants to be here. I think Tennessee could really use him again in the 2nd year. I think Josh Heupel would freaking kill to have a 2nd-year starter for the first time ever under Tennessee. So, I mean, it would just be nice. I mean, I know Hendon Hooker was kind of like that bona fide, but he never really played that full season initially. So technically wasn't a 2-year starter under Heupel, but no, I mean, I think this is just a unique situation where I'm still hopeful. I've said it literally since the beginning. I don't care how good or bad the updates have been. I've just kind of stayed the course and just kind of had the trust motto. And I feel like I've been the only one that's actually had that belief since the beginning. But I think you're starting to see, I think you're starting to see a little bit more of the Tennessee. It's still very much split, man. Because you've got some of the fan base that are like, oh, is this really a thing? And then you've got some of the fan base that's like, man, just let it go. Like, it's done. We got GMAC. We're going to be fine. And at the end of the day, I think GMAC is going to be fine, but he's not the kind of guy you're going to be expecting to go to the playoff with in year 1, in my opinion. So, no, I'm interested to see how this all turns out, but I'm still going to stick with my motto. No updates other than the fact that he has made changes and they have dropped out of the Diego Pavia suit and then pursued his own with a new lawyer. And just trust, and we'll keep you updated as we are.
Yeah, absolutely. So last thing tonight that I've got, we got Tennessee softball. It actually doesn't start tomorrow. It starts Thursday, February the 5th. So same day as Lady Vols go against Georgia. But we've got Lady Vols softball coming up as they're going to be in Clearwater, Florida, playing in the NFCA Leadoff Classic. And they've got some competition in this early classic as they play one game on Thursday going up against BYU. Friday, they'll be playing against Liberty and Rutgers. And then Saturday going up against Boston College and Oregon. So 5 games. 5 games this weekend.
Without a doubt.
And let's talk about the
Liberty's a solid team. They're preseason ranked top 25.
Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they beat Tennessee last year in one of these preseason tournaments.
They probably did.
Or one of these tournaments early season.
Tennessee didn't start the season so hot. If I remember correctly, they lost like maybe the very first game of the year last year to UCLA and maybe another team. Yeah, I mean, I remember that very, very clearly. Not really, but other than that, Tennessee Lady Vols softball, man. We're talking. I hate to say this again, but this is absolutely a World Series team.
This is a team that can go out and win the title.
And if you made any improvements whatsoever on the offense, you have a chance to go win the whole thing.
100%, because you've got. I don't care what any publications tell you. We have got the best pitcher in the nation in Carlin Pickens.
Best pitcher, and we have a really good one behind her.
Yes.
Not bad at all on the mound here. And Carlin Pickens has shown you stamina. She doesn't mind going out 3 games in a row if she has to go get the win, right? And what I'd like to see from her a little bit this year is if she's not feeling it, to maybe try to make that correction in the middle of the game. I know that's so hard to do, and sometimes you just can't do it. But if she can figure that out, if she can know after 3 innings, like, man, they were really on top of this pitch, I need to figure out how to change it. If she can figure that out mid-game, man, she is going to be dang near unhittable this year. But with that being said, the SEC now has seen her 3 years. So they may not, at least learn or adjust to what she's doing, how she's doing it. So Carlin Pickens definitely going to have to add a pitch, change something up, cadence, whatever, because eventually people are just going to be able to time up no matter how fast she throws it. But I'm looking forward to seeing what she changes in her game this year to make her a really, really, the best in the league.
Yeah, because, you mentioned it that, she has she's been there for 3 years now. This is her 4th season playing SEC ball, but a credit to her where each year she might not be adding or changing pitches, but she is adjusting the way that she throws them. She's adjusting the timing and those. She's throwing off the hitters. Last season, one of her best pitches was the changeup because, she throws the ball. She throws her fastball.
Her changeup would be over 10-mile-an-hour difference, man.
Yeah, she throws her fastball between 73 and 78. And her changeup comes in at a normal fastball speed at like 60 miles an hour. But when you're looking for that 75-mile-an-hour fastball and then comes a 60-mile-an-hour changeup.
You almost look like you're swinging before she even releases the ball.
Yeah. And then not to mention she's added that screwball as well that really came into play last season.
If she can learn to consistently have that thing breaking off at that back foot. Oh, my goodness, man.
Yeah,
you're talking about fooling a slap hitter to death. That pitch right there will work wonders.
Yeah, she's already the best pitcher in the nation, but she can just add to that this year. And then you mentioned the two behind her. Sage Margetko. That's a transfer from South Carolina 2 seasons ago that didn't have the best season overall last year, but still, that's a very capable pitcher. And then Aaron Newer, a true sophomore that really at times looked better than Margetko did last year.
She's all right, man.
So even though it's obviously far and away Carlin Pickens is the number 1 pitcher, you've got a good 1-2 punch there behind Carlin Pickens to really round out that.
You lost a key piece. We can't talk about this thing without realizing that we lost a very key piece to Texas Tech and their open pocketbook. But Rhonda pulls it up here. She's a Lady Vol legend. Talking about Carlin Pickens, and she is. She could have been probably the highest paid lady softball player, softball player. I was looking at Lady Vol, but she could have been the highest paid softball player probably in the nation.
When we look back at it, who is going to be the number 1 softball player of all time? Is it going to be Carlin Pickens or is it going to still be Monica Abbott? Because there is a serious conversation.
I think it's going to be Carlin Pickens. I know. I don't want that to be a disrespect at all. I just think Carlin Pickens is that one. She's just different, man.
Here's what I will say,
and I think her stamp on staying here with Karen Weekly to leave a legacy with the team that gave her a shot out of high school. Just what a move! She came out and said that in the report, man. It's just like, why would I throw it all away just to make money and go try to spend it on a season with a team that didn't actually believe in me from the start? I want to leave my legacy here with Tennessee, a team that's invested in me just as much as I've invested in them, and vice versa. Just what a mature answer that she had on why she wanted to stay at Tennessee, and then you had Karen Weekly come out and be like, hey, my goal is to make sure people realize how good of a person you are outside of the game of softball, and man, that's deep, it's crazy, and I think that's it's gonna add to her legacy here at Knoxville.
And here's what I'll also say as far as the argument goes. It's far and away going to be Carlin Pickens if they go out and they win a Women's College World Series.
That's the only thing they're missing.
Yeah, because that's something that Monica Abbott didn't do. Now, they finished runner-up. I know once they might have done it twice with Monica Abbott.
Tennessee's dang near done it, but Oklahoma's just had an answer for them every year in the World Series.
Yes.
Texas too.
So if Carlin Pickens and Tennessee go out and they win a championship this year, then yes, that would put the staple on Carlin Pickens' legacy. But I think there is a serious conversation already between those two as far as which one is going to be the best player in softball history. At
Well, you heard it
Tennessee
here.
by the
I'm
time
gonna
it's all over with.
stand. I'm gonna stand by Carlin Pickens. I think
I think I'm
will.
also going to say
I
Carlin
think,
Pickens.
and maybe some of that is recency bias, but I think just from a national perspective, I think people are going to remember Carlin Pickens a lot more than Monica Abbott. I think, but Monica Abbott was also very nationally praised. So
Yes.
I think, okay, I'm going out on a limb here a little bit, but I do think Carlin Pickens will be remembered.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's two of the greatest players, but like whatever. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You made me pick one, okay?
Mhm.
Rhonda, a little bit of softball fan herself, says I stand with you, and that's good to hear because I kind of thought I was going to get some slander on that. But no, I do believe in it. So
let's look at a couple of the position players for Tennessee as well that we've got coming back. A couple of transfers. Probably won't go through and predict, who we think is going to be starting in what positions.
I don't even want to try. The 1 year we tried to do that, we were off by like half the lineup.
Yeah, because softball, even though we follow it, we both definitely follow baseball a little bit more. So next week we'll actually go through and let's try to do baseball positions, who we think is going to start. Okay. I think that would be fun. But yeah, softball, yeah, we're not very good at that. But Alana Leach, obviously, that's a big name that stands out. You've also got Bella Fall and Emma Clark. I do believe both of those are going to be starting somewhere in the infield. You've also got, let's see, who's another one? Ella Dodge coming back this season, had a fantastic year last year. Aubrey Barnhart transferred from Alabama. I feel like you're going to see her out there quite a bit this year. You've got Gabby Leach coming back this season as well.
The sister, yep.
Yeah, so you've got completely skipped over Savia Morgan as well. So I mean, you've got some names from last year that are going to be coming in.
Is Gabby going to be the catcher? Who's going to be the catcher? Alana, Gabby, maybe none of the Leaches. Who's going to be the catcher for Lady Vols? I know we had the Oklahoma transfer, but I think she may have graduated.
Well, you've only got. I wonder if it's going to be this Jackie Kirkpatrick.
Okay, I don't know. I genuinely have not.
I mean, you've only got 2 actual catchers listed on the roster, so you might end up. Actually, I wonder if it's going to be Aubrey Barnhart. I kind of think that she caught some at Alabama. I'm pulling up her stats real quick.
Why you do that? I just seen a post by the SEC Network on Instagram. Said Nate Ament's last 4 games, all 4 wins, by the way. 28.6 rebounds versus Ole Miss, 22 points, 8 rebounds versus Auburn, 19-6 versus Georgia, and 29-7 against Bama. So he did have a career best against Bama, but not against Ole Miss. But still, I think in a half, it was definitely one of his best halves of basketball against Ole Miss. I mean, the dude's averaging about 24, 25 points a game in the last 4 SEC matchups. It's pretty insane, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I cannot pull up. Let me look at career. That's not pulling anything up. It could be Aubrey Barnhart, but there's only 2 actual catchers listed on the roster. So, if it's not either one of those, then they're going to pull maybe one of the Leach sisters from the outfield or have somebody else, maybe a utility player somewhere in there. As that's actually what Barnhart is listed at, as utility player on the roster. So you might have somebody like that at catcher this year, but I do think that you've got some offensive talent on this team to go along with. We know that they're going to be good on the defensive side this year, especially because you got the pitching. I think you're going to have the defense behind them. We just got to have games where, when you got whoever it may be on the mound only giving up 1 to 2 runs, you got to be able to put up 3 or 4 runs to be able to win games. There's been way too many games in Carlin Pickens' career, especially, where you only give up 1 run or you only give up 2 runs in the contest. But the problem is your offense either generates no runs or 1 run behind those 1 to 2 runs that you give up. So we've got to make sure we see just enough offensive production to counteract the defense and the pitching.
Rhonda, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, we just need. That's why I mentioned as soon as we started the segment, I was like, if we've changed anything on offense whatsoever for the better, this team should be able to pretty much win the whole thing. No reason why we can't. Got plenty of experience. Got one of the best coaches in the league. Got one of the best pitchers in the league, if not the best pitcher in the league. Yeah, I mean, we really need to rally around her and give her a ring, man. She, more than any other players, I think, ever that's played the sport, I think she deserves one. And definitely not a lack of talent there. So, well, all right, Michael, you got anything in closing? It's been kind of a longer show. Let's wrap things up, man. You got anything in closing?
No, just want to see Lady Vols come back this week, get a bounce back win against Georgia.
They better.
And then maybe steal one from South Carolina on Sunday. Need to see Tennessee, obviously, this weekend. I forget who it was that they were supposed to be playing. I've got it pulled up here. Playing against, oh, yeah. How could I forget? At Kentucky this weekend. You need to go up to Lexington. You need to steal a win there this weekend as well. Need to continue the winning ways on the men's side and then bounce back on the women's side. And then just keep doing what we're doing as far as the conditioning goes on the football side of things. As seen a lot of players say that it's completely different now as far as the workouts and all that go during the winter. So hopefully that means good things once we get to the season there in the fall.
Oh yeah, strength and conditioning coach in full swing here. This is his type of. I mean, this is his end season, right? That's why he came so quickly. I mean, a day after the Natty, he's back in the gym in the office and putting together some game plans for, strength training, conditioning, stuff like that, getting these boys ready. This is his season, so he's full swing here. I love to hear some of the feedback from the players, and because it's kind of mind-boggling to think that it is that different. Like you would think if you're a strength and conditioning coach in SEC, Division I football, like you would think that it's kind of the same type of programs. You would think. But it seems like it's quite the opposite. It sounds like the boys are doing a lot different, whatnot. So, no, I'm excited to see how that's going to translate into spring and then, of course, into summer and fall camp and into the season.
Yeah, absolutely. But make sure you stay tuned to Tennessee basketball, men's and women's. If you have not had it, big week. If you have not had a chance to check out our website, go to volfanatics.com. All of our videos from these live shows actually get uploaded there in the podcast section. And then we have articles, maybe not every day, but try to have a couple articles a week come out talking about different things. I actually have a article that came out earlier this week. I encourage all of you to check it out and give me your thoughts on it, talking about the CFP, the changes that they made, and how Notre Dame is being catered to in the college football world. But give me your thoughts on that. But Skylar, great show tonight, man. And hope you have a great rest of the week. Hope all of you have a great rest of the week as well. And as always, go Big Orange, everybody.
Big Orange. Let's go.